Ladies and gents, boys and girls, TGIF, happy Friday. Hope you're all doing well. Chris Phillips here, your host of the Daily Crow of the Spurs Up Show. Appreciate you all tuning in. We are live, rocking and rolling here. I see Madison, Stephen Boyle Jr. What's up, man? Great to meet you yesterday. Great to meet Madison as well. Travie, Brandon Ward, Blake Seaborn, Xavier, Brendan, Gad, Chase. What's going on? Also, those in the Big Cock Club Discord. Head over to the TDC Questions channel, the TDC Questions channel. I see Brendan M. already commenting in there. Appreciate you, Brendan, being live, being active, being here with us today here on this Friday. And we got a lot to get into, a lot to discuss, some news dropping this morning. Of course, it's also game day as the Gamecocks get underway at Founders Park tonight. South Carolina and Missouri will get it going in what should be a fantastic series, a top 25 series on the home field. Also, of course, G.G. Jackson has officially now declared for the 2023 NBA Draft. Would love to get your thoughts on everything. And, of course, guys, I can see everybody extra excited today because it is the weekend, or at least the start of the weekend, as we go into yet another weekend. Of course, it's game day eve also for South Carolina women's basketball. Gamecocks will take on UCLA tomorrow, and then on Monday we shall see what happens. But, guys, before we get going, of course, we're taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. And, of course, as always, it's brought to you by our friends over at Prize Picks. Go download the Prize Picks app or go to prizepicks.com. And when you do, use the promo code TSUS to receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Guys, you can play anything and everything, college sports, pro sports, anything and everything you can think of. They've got it, of course, a March Madness going on. Make sure you're getting your plays in there. There's tons of different props and tons of different numbers you can get in on the action. Again, MLB opening day is next week, all kinds of stuff, guys. I think they even have golf, by the way. I know they do. I know for a fact, by the way, they also have golf. So be sure to check that out. So, again, that is our friends over at Prize Picks. Go download the Prize Picks app. Go to prizepicks.com. And when you do, use the promo code TSUS to receive a 100% instant deposit match up to $100. Be sure to check them out and tell them that Chris from the Spurs Up Show sent you. Brewwood Nation, what's up? Justin Langford, John Edwards up in here. Brian Dean, C. Youngblood. What's going on, guys? Appreciate y'all tuning in. Really excited to chat today. Of course, the big news this morning that dropped unexpectedly. He is declaring for the draft. Before we get into all that, by the way, let me say thank you all so much to those who came out last night to Carolina Ale House in Columbia, South Carolina. Had an absolute blast. As you can see, guys, I am now rocking the Beamer Ball to the Moon tour shirts. We've got the box of inventory in here in the studio. These things turned out absolutely fantastic. So, guys, thank you to all those that came out last night that bought the merchandise. Of course, we've got towels. We've got koozies on hand as well. But, again, thank you all so much. And just thank you for coming out and supporting, showing love, man. I thought we got the spring tour kicked off in a great way last night. We're off to a hot start. The Cocks are hot. And sure enough, we're hot as well, right? So, it was a great start of the tour, man. I want to say thank you yet again. I'm just so grateful to have the opportunity to go out and about across the state and go to these different locations and talk with you guys and give you updates on business and life. And, of course, the Gamecocks and talk Gamecocks and do a little Q&A here and there. But it was great to be back last night in the capital city. Got to see Brendan M. Again, Madison. Got to see Stephen Boyle Jr., some others as well. So, again, guys, thank you all so much. Thank you to everybody who came out and saw some familiar faces, some faces I'd never seen before. And that's really the cool thing, like I mentioned before, guys. It's really neat to put faces to names that I see on a day in, day out basis. And, just say thanks and give thanks and show gratitude to those that make it possible for me and us to do what we do. So thank you all so much. And we're looking forward to downtown Greenville next Thursday. But Columbia was fantastic last night. And, appreciate those that showed love and support, and looking forward to the rest of the tour. That being said, guys, we'll get to everything. Of course, we're taking your questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377. G.G. Jackson has officially declared for the 2023 NBA Draft. Your thoughts on that? I'm not surprised in the slightest. I really didn't know what was taking so long. I mean, I thought it was inevitable, obviously, that he was going to declare for the draft, but it is official in a very anticlimactic announcement where he went on his Instagram Live. And by the way, I don't think anybody in America loves Instagram Live more than Gigi Jackson. I mean, that dude just lives on Instagram Live. But anyways, went on his Instagram Live, I guess it was this morning, and made the announcement that he is declared for the NBA draft, which, guys, again, it shouldn't be of surprise to anyone. This should not be a surprise. The entire reason he reclassified was to get in on the collective bargaining agreement, the last year of it, if you will, to get the bag, to get the money. So, and listen, I don't blame him for it. He gave us what he was supposed to give us. He gave us a year. We only asked him to give us a year, really. He gave us a year. And I know a lot of folks will comment and say he could have used another year of experience. Sure, but Brian, you know what? Where he would have been drafted next year, even after a good year, like when you start talking dollars, when you start talking money, would he have made the same or more or even less if he waited a year? That made the decision, Brian. That made the decision. If the money wasn't an issue, maybe he does come back. But the money is an issue. It is. It is. The money is an issue. So, you know, cheers to Gigi Jackson. Wish him nothing but the best. You know, it was a very interesting 1 year with Gigi, but he was always, as Lynn Turner points out, he was always a one and done. He was never coming back. Gigi Jackson was never coming back. Bottom line, end of story. And, you know, now you wish him the best. But if you really want to know how his career went at South Carolina, I mean, of all the, you know, the win at Kentucky stands out. Don't get me wrong, it does. The win at Kentucky stands out, but I almost feel his Instagram Live antics and him talking shit about the Spurs Up show stands out just as much, if not more, than anything he did on the court. And so I think that really, you know, that says it all when it comes to the Gigi Jackson tenure. And that's not a slight at him. It's just the way the year went. So, I mean, he was very good. He was very good. Do not get me wrong. He was very, very good. You know, I didn't agree with the people throughout the season that almost insinuated he wasn't a good basketball player. I just don't agree with that. But, you know, averaged 15.4 points per game. I think it was like 5.9 rebounds per game. For a true freshman, he was good. He was very good. Do not get it twisted. He was very good. Should he have come back? I mean, I guess that's for you to decide, or that's for you to discuss, if you will. Either way, guys, 843-790-3377. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. I would. I'd love to hear your thoughts on it. All the Gigi Jackson stuff. Do you think that he made the right decision, the wrong decision? And I see a question here. Do we think he ends up like PJ Dozier? And I think what's interesting about that is, I mean, would it have helped Dozier to come back for one more year? Sure it would have. But he succeeded, guys. PJ Dozier is in the NBA. Like, so would it have helped him? I mean, he still got to the ultimate end goal. I don't know that one more year would have done much of anything for him. You know what I mean? Like I would get it if PJ Dozier played some in the G League and had like one moment in the NBA and then nothing else. But PJ Dozier is in the NBA. He's there. You know what I mean? He's there. So I understand he's bouncing around, but do you think one more year in college would have changed PJ Dozier's the trajectory of his career from fringe NBA player to all-star? Like, do you really think one more year in college would have done that? I just, it would have helped us tremendous. The impact would have been greater for South Carolina than it would have been for PJ Dozier. Let's just put it that way. I really believe that. I really believe that. I get what you're saying, but like, I don't think one more year in college. So when it comes to a guy like Gigi Jackson, again, Gigi had no interest being in college. None. I think it's silly that guys have to go to school for a year. I really do. Like, let him go straight out of high school. A guy like Gigi Jackson's ready. Let him go. Why not? Why not? And Sindarius Thornwell thoughts, well, you know, I mean, I'm not saying it wouldn't have helped him at all, but like, I don't think all of a sudden that PJ Dozier's a an NBA All-Star because he stuck around one more year. I don't see it. It would have helped Frank Martin more than it helped anybody, really, truly. Yeah, anyways. Madison says the GG episode is finally over. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Dave Garrick, I did not see on Google that SI was running with the headline, college coach wants to fight other coach. I did not see that. By the way, shout out to Dave. Dave, the equipment last night was incredible. Thank you so much for the help, my friend, especially the taking care of the stuff at Guitar Center with the plugins that we needed. If it had not been for you, I would have gotten there and been SOL because I wouldn't have thought about that. So thank you. Thank you. Bruin Nation says Frank would have found a way to screw it up. Oh, my goodness. Love it. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. Again, I don't know there's a whole lot to say on the GG Jackson thing. I mean, it's you know, I think the only thing we can hope for at this point is that he does claim South Carolina and that he vouches for the Gamecocks throughout his career. I mean, I would say this. I think he was treated very well here. I think GG Jackson was praised. I think GG Jackson was showered with love and complimentary, analysis throughout his time. I certainly wasn't one that went on record and blasted him. I mean, the only thing that happened was, I thought that Lamont Paris was in the right for what he did, that the Instagram antics, whatever. And, GG Jackson showed his immaturity in that moment. He got pissed off that somebody called him out for something he did, something he said. That's fine. It's a learning lesson for him. But I mean, so that was a self-inflicted thing on his part. But I mean, and again, it did not affect me for the rest of the season. That I thought GG Jackson was a fantastic player. And I think that he should have nothing but glowing reviews about his time at South Carolina. Did the Gamecocks win? No. But I think GG was celebrated for staying home. I wonder, I do wonder, though, if he looks at it now and he was asked, does he feel like he made the right decision? I think he'd say yes. I'm just curious, though. You get into a mind of a kid like that, he shouldn't have any sort of slight or animosity to Carolina, but you just never know. You never know how people's brains work. So I don't think he does, but it's just interesting. I wonder, I bet he'll look back on it in a couple of years with much more reverence than maybe he even does right now. You know what I mean? So I guess the big question now, though, is this. I just wonder, are we really going to feel the positive impact from the GG era that we hoped we would? I just wonder, you know what I mean? I wonder if we're going to. I mean, I think that, I think his tenure at South Carolina was a positive. I think that he should not have any complaints whatsoever. But, you just never know, I guess. 843-790-3377. Some guys really excited for tonight. Gamecocks. Yardcocks, get it going. Yardcocks, get it going at Founders Park. The top 25 matchup that we all saw coming, South Carolina and Mizzou at Founders. Looking forward to it. Of course, Will Sanders on the bump tonight. Noah Hall tomorrow and Jack Mahoney on Sunday. Mizzou is TBA, by the way. Mizzou is TBA. I thought that was really interesting. They are TBA on Sunday. Feels a lot like the series last weekend against the Georgia Bulldogs. Georgia Georgia absolutely crumbling last night, finding a way to lose. Let's see our 11.7 guys. They have dropped their predictions. My guy, Ben Upton, is taking Missouri to win the series. Dimitri is taking South Carolina. So I'm going to give them some hell or give Ben some hell. Got to. I love those guys. They both picked Georgia last week. Ben picking against us is like the best thing that could happen. It really is. They'll tell you that, too. They'll tell you that. Let's see. I think DraftKings has college baseball, if I do recall correctly. Here we go. College baseball betting odds. Let's see. Is South Carolina on here? Yeah. How about this? Gamecocks are -1.5 tonight. Over under 10.5 runs. I love the under. Love the under. I think Will Sanders will spin the baseball well tonight. Over under 10.5 runs. Gamecocks are -1.5. -180 on the money line. -180. I think the value would probably be taking Mizzou on the money line. I mean, I'm speaking purely gambling value terms here. Just because of what Will Sanders has done. Are they able to hit him around? I love the under, though. I think Will Sanders will throw the baseball well. I think you're looking at like a 7-3 type of ball game, 6-3 type of ball game, which would, again, effectively put you the under. I like the under 10.5. I like the under 10.5 there. Let's see. Madison, what's the dust up with Oklahoma fans and Rattler? Something about claiming him. Yeah, I think he was asked. I think he was asked about what are you going to do when Oklahoma fan. Here we go. Barstool Sportsbook posted this. Spencer Rattler hopes Oklahoma fans don't claim him if he goes in the first round. So Spencer Rattler was asked if Oklahoma fans will try to claim him if he finds success in the NFL while speaking with Bussin' with the Boys. His answer, quote, I hope not. Oh, shit. Yeah, that's funny. That's very funny. And I'm sure their fans took offense to it, but who gives a damn? Whatever. 11.7, guys, is not anti-South Carolina. Let's go ahead and get that out there. They are not anti-Gamecocks. They make picks just like everybody else. Travis has been up and doesn't mean Jack Diddley. I hear you. I hear you, my guy. I hear you. I hear you. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377 TGIF. It is a beautiful day in the city. Beautiful night for baseball tonight. I think the high in Columbia is 87 tonight, which is just crazy. Should be beautiful weather at first pitch. Let's see. It's always strange when you get a random text from a random number. I believe this is Lean Kitchen. Okay. Okay. Thanks a lot, guys. Anyways. Yeah, beautiful weather this weekend. Really looking forward to it. Guys, again, thank you all so much for the love and support on the merchandise side of the business. These shirts turned out absolutely incredible. And I do believe that at some point we will have these on the store for the masses. Right now, we're keeping them exclusive to the TSUS tour. So we've got inventory. You want to come out, get yours in person. I highly suggest you do that. We're selling them for $30 a pop. Towels and koozies are $5 a pop. So really, really good stuff. Let's go ahead and jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
John Edwards.
John Edward, what's up, man? How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up, man?
Good. So last night was good?
It was fantastic. Yeah, we had a good time. We had a really, really good time.
Good. Yeah, so I'm sure you were busy last night. You weren't able to I know you unless Carolina's in the tournament, you don't watch it, but I did watch the tournament last night. Dude, what a freaking night. Like, Kansas State beat Michigan State in a great game. So, about the Kansas State game real quick, the point guard for Kansas State, Noel, hurt his ankle, like, in the second half. And they taped him up, and you could tell he was definitely not 100% when he was out there. But I was telling my dad last night, we were watching the game, just putting him back out there, made their offense, putting your, got their offense running the way it's supposed to. And he had 20 points, 19 assists. I'm not kidding you. I mean, it was unbelievable effort, gritty performance. I mean, what a game. And then I'm sure Dalton and Brandon are very happy. I'm happy as well. Tennessee lost.
Yeah, FAU. How about it? Hoot, hoot. Go the Owls.
Wow. Yeah. I'm picking Tennessee, but in no way am I pulling for Tennessee. Does that make sense? I'm like, just because I pick a team doesn't mean I'm rooting for them.
Yeah.
So, and then honestly, it was half and a half last night because two of the games were Gonzaga in the second half was beat UCLA, but they were getting beat in the first half. But other than that, Arkansas got killed by UConn. So yeah, that was last night. But yeah, dude, I saw that G.G. Jackson quote news this morning. I'm like, yeah, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah. I mean, it's.
I'm just like,
yeah. Again, who didn't see that coming?
Yeah, who didn't see that coming? We saw that coming when he committed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it's anything where anybody should be surprised. I mean, we said it all year that he was going to be a one and done guy. I don't know. I was surprised how anticlimactic the announcement was that he just kind of ho hum, just on Instagram Live, just like, oh yeah, by the way,
I'm out.
I'm declaring. So, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever. He doesn't know us. I guess he doesn't know South Carolina fans or anything like that, much of anything. But they put out a graphic after the fact, whatever. Maybe it was all planned. I don't know, but you wish him the best, and I hope he balls out. And I see all the comments of people saying he's ready, he's not. I mean, guys, it does not matter. I mean, it's all about projectability when it comes to the draft. That doesn't matter what sport it is, but especially the NBA. It's all about projectability. It's all about how they see him panning out in the future. And again, he wanted to take advantage of the collective bargaining agreement. This was always his plan. This is why he came to South Carolina. So he was never coming back. He was never coming back.
No, never coming back. Yeah. I mean, we knew he was leaving. It's not like one of those announcements where like, oh, really? He's leaving. I'm like, if you didn't see this coming, I don't know what you're not paying attention to.
Yeah.
I mean, am I saying he's a top 5, top 10 pick? I don't know. I don't know what team's looking for in him. I really don't. I mean, I hate to say this. The sad part might be he's going to go somewhere and you might not hear from him because he might be on a bad team. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I have no idea, man. I have genuinely
me either.
No idea.
Me either. I don't know what teams are looking for in him, what they see in him. I mean, we all know he's good. I just don't know, what these teams look, how the NBA teams look at him. Is that makes sense?
Yeah.
What are they looking for? And, one more thing I get. Hey, dude, right before I called you, actually, it's not really. It's an anticlimactic announcement. The Atlanta Braves just announced Max Fried's going to start next Thursday opening day. So, I mean, wasn't really surprised.
Max Fried opening day?
Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Obviously, yeah, that's right. It should be. That was the right. I say not right move, but right move's not the right word. It's the expected move. Actually, it's a better way of saying it. So.
Yeah, I mean, he's your best guy. He's your ace. So yeah, I mean, I'm not surprised at all.
New shortstop. Second year in a row, we have a new guy, a different position, but like I said, I told you once, sucks to lose Dansby Swanson, but hey, been through it before, we'll be fine. In my opinion, it's a long season, we'll be fine. I hate to say this about Dansby Swanson, but don't let the door hit you on the way out.
Yeah.
Like,
it's all love for Dansby, man. What he gave the city of Atlanta, I think Braves fans have been really misguided to have any negative emotions to Dansby Swanson. I think that'd be a mistake.
Yeah, fine. I just look at it differently, dude. But anyway, looking forward to I actually get to watch 2 of the games this weekend because tonight's on the Friday, Saturday's on the network.
Yeah, for sure. No, it's awesome. It's awesome that the game is on the big channel for sure. The big channel for sure.
Do you think the ballpark will be popping this weekend?
I think Founders Park will be jumping for sure. Yeah, and then you got Shane Beamer throwing out the first pitch at Sunday's game. So
Sunday.
No, I think it'll be a great crowd. I would expect. I'd be surprised if it's not a pretty raucous environment. So.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to getting down there in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, that'd be cool. I'm looking forward to Fort Mill also, my friend. Going to be a good time.
Definitely, yeah. So I'm like, I want to say something. So yeah, I'll definitely be. That's actually the night you'll be in Fort Mill is the day before I'm going to the game with my granddad and my dad. We're going to the Friday game. Which, if everything stays on track for the rotation, I'll be Noah Hall.
Yeah, no, that'd be awesome. Yeah, I would expect it to.
Everything stays on track.
You'll probably see Noah Hall
spend. I don't really see unless it's an injury or something. I mean, like, let me say this. I was saying this real quick, sitting on it. people, are saying, it's not like you said, Will Sanders is throwing bad. It's just, I think all the hype around him, some people out there, if he doesn't throw I'm not going to say perfect game because you rarely see those in baseball in general. But if he's, not even spot on, he struggles. Even if he throws, not bad, it's, I'm probably wording that wrong, but
he just hasn't been dominant. He just hasn't been dominant. I mean,
he's not dominant. Yeah,
he hasn't been dominant. Yeah,
if he's not dominant, he hasn't been bad, but he's not. People expect him to be perfect every time he goes out there, and if he's not, so yeah, I'll go look at the graphic and see. Kind of need to remember who Missouri's pitching tonight, but all right, dude. Thanks for taking the call, and looking forward to this weekend.
Appreciate you, John Edward. Always a pleasure to hear from you, my guy.
See you, bro.
Yeah, man. Take care. Great stuff from John Edward. Yeah, looking forward to the weekend. Going to be a really good time. I would expect, like I mentioned, Founders Park to be an electric atmosphere for college baseball this weekend. Chase, great call, young savage. Ethan, where do you think we rank currently in baseball in the SEC? Third behind LSU and Florida. Yeah, Ethan, I mean, if you're going to ask me right now, where do we rank? And it's, this is going to change. It's just inevitably going to change. You know what I mean? Because, you have good weekends, you have bad weekends. The power rankings in the SEC for SEC baseball, they shuffle around a lot. But right now, yeah, I think LSU's probably at the top. I think Florida's second. I think the Gamecocks, I think you got to put them third. I mean, maybe you go Vandy 3. Maybe there's an argument there for Vandy ahead of Carolina, but I think the Gamecocks are third or fourth for sure. So definitely top third of the conference, no doubt. Top third of the conference, no doubt. So, yeah. Let's see. Jacoby Sanders hasn't been bad, but he definitely doesn't like a first-round pick at the moment. Yeah, Jacob, I understand that. I understand that completely, but I also agree with Lynn Turner. The rotation's working. You're 20-2. Like, you're not changing the rotation right now. You're not changing for the sake of changing. You're not. You're not changing for the sake of changing. Brendan says, I'm sus of Florida, Chris. They've struggled with too many midweeks for my liking. They have struggled in the midweek. So, like, I think their depth, though, is probably more of a struggle. But, like, bro, their frontline guys, they have as much talent as anybody in the country. They are – I think Florida is – and maybe, listen, maybe we're giving some bias because they're the Florida Gators and we just expect Florida to be good in baseball. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's some of that. But I think Florida is – I think Florida's for real. I think Florida's really good. We'll see them late in the year. We will see them late in the year for sure. And Florida's got a big series this weekend, man. Florida's got a really big series this weekend. They take on the Ole Miss Rebels. So this is a big one for Ole Miss, too, because, Ole Miss needs to bounce back, right? They just got swept by Vanderbilt. So you got a pair of, I don't want to say desperate teams. I don't think Florida's desperate, but that's a very intriguing series. That's a very, very intriguing series. Let's see. How about LSU and Arkansas? How about that? That game starting at what, noon? Noon Central. Okay, noon Central. Okay, so I think he messed up South Carolina, Missouri on his graphic because he's got 7 o'clock. But if these times are Central time, I don't know. These times are confusing to me. Anyways. Let's see. Yeah. How about that? LSU, Arkansas getting going at 1 o'clock. Somebody want to cut that on? I should throw it on in the background. I don't know. That's a hell of a game, dude. Okay, 1 o'clock Eastern, 12 o'clock Central. He's got 11 a.m. on his graphic. I think he messed up his graphic. Let's see though. Vandy at Mississippi. Let me pull up the SEC schedule. There's some great SEC series this weekend, dude. Let's see. Okay. Today's slate. 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay. That's everybody. So we've got LSU hosting Arkansas. That's 1 versus 5. Mississippi State hosting Vandy. That's at 5 o'clock Eastern. Tennessee, Texas A&M in Knoxville, 6:30 Eastern. We got South Carolina and Missouri, of course. Our series starts at 7 o'clock tonight on the big channel. Auburn, Georgia at 7. Bama, Kentucky at 7. And then finally, Ole Miss hosting the third-ranked Florida Gators at 7:30. And again, that is an Ole Miss team that got swept by Vandy on opening weekend. So you know they need that one badly. They need that one badly. And Florida coming in 2-1 in conference play. So let's see. All right, let's see. Let's get into your questions here. Yeah, John Everett, they moved it up because of weather. They moved it up because of weather. So they moved it up because of weather. Madison says, I double dog dare Gigi to call into the Daily Crow, the biggest of all dares. Yeah, I don't think you're going to hear Gigi Jackson on the Spurs Up show anytime soon, which it's so interesting because these guys, a lot of them when they commit, right, they're big fans of my show. And they like what I do, right? Like Gigi Jackson followed right before he committed. He interacted, like he thought we were cool, whatever. And I think what they learn and what he learned is like, listen, I'm going to praise you when you do well, but when you need to be called out, you're going to get called out. I don't give a damn what jersey you're wearing, the fact you wear the garnet and black. When you screw up or you suck, we're going to say it. Like, we're not going to run and hide. Like, I think a lot of these guys, these young, like the players that don't like the Spurs Up show, the only reason they don't like us, the only reason they don't like me is because I'm not just going to stroke their ego at every turn. Like, welcome to the SEC, man. Welcome to big time sports. Guess what? It's only going to get worse from here on out. Yeah, Chase. Then he realized I was a middle-aged man with a mullet, no doubt. That's it. That's it. That's it. So, and I didn't do anything when that Instagram live, I think that severed the relationship, that Instagram live video. But again, nobody made him do that. He did that. He did that. Somebody else recorded it. Somebody else posted the video, and I reposted it. That's it. Bottom line. And I don't have an obligation to him. I don't have an obligation to the University of South Carolina men's basketball program. I don't. I'm a content man. And that video of Gigi Jackson talking shit, guess what? That was great for content. And I knew it was going to be great for content. Asking me not to post that is like asking a fish not to swim, dude. And damn it, I'm swimming upstream. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Robbie Davis, Zaxby's Hall of Famer.
Robbie Davis, what's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. If I sound a little out of breath, it's because I went around the neighborhood 6 times in less than an hour, okay? So if I sound out of breath, everything's fine. Nobody panic. I'm just out of breath, okay?
Nobody's panicking, my guy. It sounds good. Appreciate you. Yeah, what's up?
But I'm shocked. I went around the neighborhood 6 times in less than an hour. I didn't start walking until about 11:30. And I just walked in the house like 2 minutes ago. So I was booking it walking around the neighborhood. Anywho, to the whole criticism thing, right? If it wasn't for criticism, nobody would be motivated to get better. If somebody didn't tell me I was doing horrible at something, that would not motivate me to get better. I would just stay where I was at. Like if I was doing a podcast and I wasn't doing well and somebody told me I wasn't doing well, it would motivate me to do better. I would figure out a way to do it better. If I was playing a sport, I would figure out a way to do it better than what I was doing it. So if you can't handle criticism, maybe playing sports at a high level is not for you, and maybe you need to go to JUCO or something. Because if you can't handle it, get the hell out of the kitchen.
Well said, Robbie. I want to know your thoughts on this Gigi Jackson thing. He's gone, not surprised, but I feel like for some reason you would have strong feelings on this.
Am I kind of pissed that he didn't say yes? Do I think we could have built around him? Yes. But he wanted to leave. Best of luck to you. Thank you for the year that you did give us, even though it was an absolute crap show a majority of the season. Scratch that, all of the season. But I do still believe in Lamont Paris. Okay, he's gonna. If Lamont, listen, you've got to attack the portal, my friend. Okay, attack the portal. If there's a chance to get anybody at any position in the portal, do it. Because I'm telling you, teams in any sport, if they don't use the portal, guess what? They're going to suck. Just recruiting players is not going to get you a championship anymore. You have got to attack the portal. And I assure you, if I was coaching at any school, it doesn't matter if it's a JUCO or what have you, I'm attacking the portal like freaking crazy. All right? I would be in that portal finding any position I needed if I was coaching in football or basketball or any other sport. Okay? I would be attacking that portal 24/7 while it's open.
The key word is attack. The key word is attack.
And I am definitely excited for tonight because I don't have to watch the game on ESPN Plus tonight. I can watch on the big channel, so I don't have to use my phone and have my phone die halfway through the game. So I'll be able to watch the baseball game with no problem. But that was my 10 cents on the whole. Yeah, I have no ill will towards GG. Okay, no ill will.
I mean, I guess my question would be like, why would anybody? Like why would anybody? It was a very transactional relationship, as most of these things are. He gave us his year, and he came to South Carolina when he didn't have to, when many probably said he shouldn't, and he did anyways, and we got our year, and that's it. And that's it.
Wasn't he originally going to go to North Carolina?
Well, he committed there. He committed there, but I think the Gamecocks are always the plan. It was the firing of Frank Martin that made him second guess it. But I think he always wanted to be a Gamecock. So.
But you've got to, and it's going to take another year or probably two by the time the men's basketball team gets to where it's actually bearable to watch. And like I said, I truly believe that Lamont Paris can do it, okay? Because, I mean, for God's sakes, he did it at Chattanooga, okay? He wasn't the head coach at Chattanooga, but dadgummit, he helped build somewhat of a winning program at Chattanooga. So I do truly believe that he can do it.
Let Lamont cook, my friend. Lamont's the guy until he isn't. That's the way I look at it. He's the guy until he isn't. I mean, we have to sort of blindly trust that Lamont's the guy, and he's the guy until he isn't. So, to the moon, Lamont Paris. To the moon. I'd take him just getting us to off the ground, much less to the damn moon. So, just get us off the ground. I think we'll
Yeah, just get us off the ground, and then just go from there. And I gave you my predictions for the games this weekend, right? I did.
6-2, 6-3, and 3-2 loss. Yep.
Okay. I definitely have a feeling that Sanders is going to come and shove tonight. He's going to shove and show that he is one of the best pitchers in the country tonight, and show Missouri that they're in for a long, long 3 hours, if the game lasts that long.
Robbie, what do you on a
Because I
complete side note? As much as I love talking baseball with you, what do you say? I'm reading some of the comments, and somebody said that you were out of breath because Dale was whooping your ass for the last hour. What about that?
No, even if I was out of breath, Dale could not whoop my ass. Even if I was out of breath, he'd still have to earn it. And
Somebody said Robbie and Big Dick Dale is pay-per-view this weekend. I'd love to see it. Well, I'd love to see you and Dale. I'd love to see you and Dale wrestle.
Whoever walks out wins.
I'd love to see you and Dale wrestle.
Well, his definition of wrestling and my definition of wrestling are completely different.
How so? I'm scared to ask.
Well, I'm more of a UFC guy. I watch WWE, but I love watching UFC. So if I have to, I know how to break somebody's arm. Let's just leave it at that.
So you fight dirty?
No, I don't fight dirty. I just fight UFC style. So.
Okay.
I mean, I don't want to have to fight Dale. I don't want to fight Dale. Dale was the one that started the whole mess.
Dale does like to start drama, doesn't he?
You a drama. You don't go hunting for animals, do you, Dale? You go hunting for drama, don't you? You sound like you're a drama king, bro.
Indeed.
Just being honest. I'm not trying to be a butthead towards you or nothing. I'm just being honest here. I have no ill will towards you, Dale. None whatsoever. Just know that.
I hope Dale's listening out there. I think he probably is. I think he is.
And to be honest, honestly, I don't know if you know this about me, okay, but I do not like to fight. But if I have to, I will throw down, okay. And honestly, it's the quiet ones you need to stay away from, because those are the ones that'll beat your ass whenever you're not expecting it. The ones, like, I've learned whenever my brothers were in high school who could fight and who couldn't, because the guys that wouldn't talk could fight, okay? But the guys that are constantly talking trash and trying to get in your head, those guys cannot fight at all.
So you're saying Dale isn't really about that action?
No. Very respectfully, yes, that's what I'm saying.
Dale is about that talking. He's not about that action.
I'm on a have to basis. So I only fight whenever I have to. Whenever all the chips have been put in, and I've tried to de-escalate the situation, then I decide to defend myself, and then it gets ugly. So throwing hands is the last resort for me. Just so everybody knows. I don't like to throw hands. It's only as a last resort. So.
Oh, this show is unhinged. Truly is. Truly is. Show is unhinged.
The show has become unhinged.
I don't know who it's going to be, you or Big Dick Dale, but all I know is somebody's eventually going to get their ass whooped.
Yeah.
You need to tap in Uncle Boudreau.
Huh?
You need to tap in Uncle Boudreau.
You mean tag him in?
Yeah, whatever.
You said tap.
Dude, whatever. Tap, tag, whatever.
Oh goodness! I'm just picking at you now.
Yeah.
Remember, like I always say, if I don't pick at you, I don't love you. If I pick at you, I love you. So I must love you, and you must love me too, because you pick at me a lot too. So I I guess this friendship was meant to be.
Meant to be indeed. Robbie, I'm gonna let you go because we got a call coming in that I feel like we should take following up your call. Let me just leave it at that.
All right, buddy. You have a great one, and go Gamecocks, doggone it. Beat Mizzou.
Indeed. Robbie, I appreciate
right.
you. You're the man.
Have a good one, buddy.
Yeah, man. Take care. Great stuff from Robbie Davis. I'm going to wait here for about a minute or so. We've got a call coming in that I feel like we need to take. That what a time. It's this show just sometimes. This show just sometimes, man, off the rails, unhinged type of deal. Unhinged. Yeah. Yeah, that was Dale that called in. Yeah. We missed Dale's call. So I don't know if Dale can call back in. But or maybe we'll have to take it after the break. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good point Brendan makes. Saying the show was off the rails implies it was ever on the rails. Okay, we have a voicemail. But Dale, I need Dale to call in. Okay, here we go. Hold on. Whoa. All right, call back in, Dale. That something happened there. I don't know what just happened. We got like 2 calls at once. We got 2 calls at once here. I'm going to need Dale to ring it again. Wow. Friday shenanigans indeed, my friend. Friday shenanigans indeed. Here we go. I'm gonna play his voicemail in the meantime. Here we go.
Man, put me on a phone call with that Robbie. Put me in. He's out here running that mouth again. He needs to keep walking around that dang street. Get some more laps in. But Robbie, I hope you read the Bible today. Because by goodness, you're going to have to ask for forgiveness, man. Coming after me like that. You're gonna look like a bag full of marbles when I'm done with you, because the dent all in you. Eating out.
Dale, if you want to call back in, that was the voicemail, though. My goodness, what a time. Let's go ahead and jump into our first break of the day, guys. Taking your questions, comments, calls, and more on the other side. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking the questions, comments, calls, 843-790-3377. We'll jump right back into it. We got another voicemail over the break from BDD. Let's see what this is all about.
Man, why you keep sending me a voicemail, man? What in the world? I'm in here getting blasted on the interweb. I can't even defend my honor. Man, I now can't even hang up. I don't want this man hang up, man. Well, hang up.
I don't know, man. BDD not knowing how to work a phone just made me very skeptical of his fighting abilities, his coordination. So I might have to side with Robbie on the cage match. I don't know. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. Blake Seaborn says maybe the greatest day of all of our lives. Travis says the East Tennessee ass whooping king. Indeed. Jeez, what a time. What a time. What a time. What a time. Panic Ritter, Chris, do you think the ladies will have any issues this weekend? No, I do not. I've learned, Panic Ritter, not to question or to doubt Dawn Staley and her team. So, I got no worries, no concerns at all when it comes to the Lady Gamecocks. I got no concerns at Dawn Staley's squad. So, feel very confident, very, very confident. Syracuse guard Joseph Girard has entered the transfer portal, declaring for the 2023 NBA draft while maintaining eligibility. I mean, there are a ton of dudes in the portal. Tons. I guess I'll just ask this question, guys, in regards to you're going to go out to the portal and try to land some dudes. I just wonder, like, this really, I'll say this. This did feel like year zero Lamont Paris. It felt like year zero. Because I look at next year now. Chico Carter is gone. That's a significant loss. Gigi Jackson has declared for the NBA draft. That's a significant loss. Michi Johnson is testing the waters. I think he's back, but he's testing the waters. Do we actually believe that the Gamecocks are going to be better next year? I mean, do we really? That's what makes it like, it makes next year to me feel like year one all over again, or that this past year was truly just year zero. Because my expectations are going to be just astronomically low yet again. And so will you get picked to finish dead last in the preseason? Like, maybe not, but winning 4 to 5 conference games, when you think about what you've lost, what you've brought back, I mean, unless you just bring in some game changers in the portal, I think it's going to be a very, very long season yet again for Gamecocks basketball on the men's side of things. Let's jump to the phone lines here.
Call from
Dalton.
Dalton, what's up, man? How are you?
Hello. I'm not sure if Big Dick Dale from East Tennessee is a Tennessee Volunteers fan, but I would like to perform. I would like to perform a song today.
Yeah, go ahead.
And it goes something like this. Oh, Rocky Flop, you'll always be home, sweet home to me. Good old Rocky Flop. Woo! Rocky Flop, Tennessee. My favorite song of the year.
Very good. Beautiful. That was beautiful. Love
my
that.
favorite song.
Yes, indeed. We love to celebrate amidst the misery of Volunteer fans. We really do. Truly. One of our favorite things.
As Meek Mill once said, I used to dream for times like these.
Meek Mill did once say that. You are correct. You are correct.
So, essentially, I wanted to say the Tennessee Volunteers suck. They lost to a mid-major from Boca Raton. They're a poverty basketball program. It doesn't matter that they beat us 40-0. We still have one more Final Four than they'll ever get. And we're just better in every way. Straight up.
Yeah, you won some money. You won some money last night on that, right?
I did. Sure did. Tennessee collapse season always happens, Chris. One thing I've learned is that, death taxes and the Tennessee Volunteers choking in huge situations are the 3 facts of life. And you just never know when it's going to happen, but it always happens.
Tennessee does find a way to choke. That is for sure. They do find a way to choke, no doubt.
But yeah, I wanted to comment on sort of what I see as the future of the program for men's basketball as well.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, we're losing a couple big pieces today with the announcement of G.G. Jackson going to the NBA draft. But I mean, was G.G. Jackson really like that much? Did he contribute to like us winning as many games as we did, or what have you? Everybody sort of expected that he was a one and done. He was going to be here for one year, and then he was going to be in the NBA. And, you know, I appreciate what he did at South Carolina, that he chose to even come here with a first-year head coach, that he wanted to be here and all that. But, you know, I didn't think you could ever reliably build a program around him just
right.
because, you know, he was going to be gone basically just as soon as he got here. So, you know, like I said before, I think we need some developmental players. We need some guys that have been Hopefully we can also pull. But you just don't know what you're going to get out of the portal. You know, I look forward to seeing what it is. But I do think Josh Gray and I do think Michi Johnson are going to be back. Josh Gray, obviously, not exactly a prospect that would be going to the NBA,
right.
maybe, you know, in a European professional league. But the one thing I will say about Josh Gray is since Lamont Paris took over, he has been the most productive, you know, big man on the team so far. And you can see vast improvement in his game. So I think having a veteran guy like that come back and sort of be a leader on the team with the departure of Hayden Brown is definitely a good thing. And then Michi Johnson, obviously, unless he gets picked late in the second round, I don't foresee that he'll be going to the NBA. So him coming back, you know, you have a point guard that has experience in college, and I thought we saw him get a little bit better down the stretch. So those two pieces coming back, I think, are huge. You just got to build the team around them. And then obviously we saw some good things from some of the freshmen. Zach Davis made some shots down the stretch. You just basically need to build around your two veteran guys in Michi Johnson and Josh Gray, and hope that you can come up with a team that is competitive. Is essentially what I'm thinking.
Well, and that's why I said, I mean, this past year really felt like year zero, and now this feels like year one, because you're basically starting over with G.G. Jackson. You know, it's expected, but I mean, you are starting over. You know what I mean? And South Carolina is not obviously in a position to where they're reloading on McDonald's All-Americans and 5-stars. You know what I mean? I mean, schools like Kentucky and Duke and Kansas and them, they can deal with a bunch of one and dones because they got more one and dones on the way. But, you know, for South Carolina, I don't know. I wonder. I mean, it's obviously going to be pivotal for Lamont Paris in this program to hit the portal extremely hard and go find guys that can be immediate contributors, because, you know, you do have some solid pieces. Michi, Josh Gray, like you mentioned, Zach Wilson. But, you know, as a whole, you're lacking SEC bodies. There's just no other way to put it. You're lacking SEC bodies. We're also not talking about the fact that you lose Hayden Brown. I know he wasn't, you know, an All-American or anything, but he was solid. You know, at times he was very good. At times he was very good. So you got to go out and get some big-time impact guys, because if you don't, and I think they will, but, you know, I don't know. I think it's going to be really tough to find it. But you never know. I'll say this. You never know. Can they go out and get some sort of under-the-radar pieces and put some guys in position to where, you know, maybe you can surprise, and, you know, we're just looking for some sort of progress in year two, what I'm calling year one of Lamont Paris. So, I mean, we'll see, man. It's Gamecocks men's basketball is just sort of, it's in an interesting place right now. I'll just say that it's in a very interesting place as we move forward through, Lamont's tenure, if you will. But we knew the beginning would be tough. I mean, we knew this was going to be a thing.
So in your opinion, like with the Lamont Paris tenure, do you believe that, around year 3 we'll be able to judge whether or not he's the best long-term option, or, are you sort of giving up on him like a lot of
No, I mean,
the fan base
I'm
is?
certainly not giving up on him. I mean, dude, he's been here 1 year. You know what I mean? He's been here literally 1 year. So I'm not giving up on him in the slightest. We don't know right now. I don't think we know one way or the other, like for certain. I mean, I believe in Lamont Paris, and I thought that down the stretch we did show some encouraging signs of improvement. And I thought guys like, again, Michi Johnson and Jacoby Wright, especially, right? Let's not sleep on Jacoby. He's back next year. Josh Gray. I thought some guys developed and improved. So, I think there were some positive signs into the season. I think for sure year 3 at minimum, but I think he probably needs 5 years. I just think that South Carolina basketball is not an overnight fix. I don't think it's one of those things where I understand you can get much better very quickly in men's basketball, right? Because all it takes is a couple of guys, and there you are. But I mean, listen, man, I'm willing to be patient with Lamont Paris because I look at it this way, Dalton. I mean, what's the rush? What's the rush with Gamecocks men's basketball? Are we really that anxious, that on the edge of our seat? I mean, I hate to say that, but like, why not give Lamont some time? That's all I'm saying. I think probably by year 4, year 5, we're really going to know, okay, this is either going north or south. I don't know how much gray area there's really going to be. So, but no, I'm behind Lamont. I'm behind Lamont.
You have seen other programs though, like let's take for instance K-State going to the Elite 8, right?
Yeah.
K-State fired their coach. They had a terrible season last year. They bring in a couple of under the radar pieces from the mid-major level, or from other programs, that weren't starting players necessarily, and they turned their entire program around in the NCAA tournament, fighting to get to the Final Four. I think they got a good chance to do it. So, within the new landscape of college basketball, I just do believe that the transfer portal is the best tool to improving quickly. Granted that you can evaluate talent and determine whether or not, some of these guys can work within your system. Because obviously, like you said, we're not going to be pulling in, ESPN top 25 players on a regular basis into this basketball program. We're going to have to go for guys that, maybe shown a flash in one part of their game, and that we feel like we can develop into productive SEC players, right? That are sort of veteran players at the college level. We're looking more for good college players and less about good NBA players, right? Whereas the Kansas, the Dukes, the North Carolinas, they can, bring as many NBA prospects as they want into their program, and it makes sense because, of what their program is, right? It wouldn't make sense for us to be pulling in an entire class of, NBA talent level players until we build up a program that's sustainable and successful. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Like what they've done at Auburn, and like what they've done at Alabama to a certain extent. And I mean, other schools have proven that they can do it. And from what I've read and what I have heard people talk about, like Kerry Rich, who's one of the staffers in the program, it seems like Lamont Paris sort of eats and sleeps and lives basketball, and he's been successful as an assistant in other programs, so I believe he is a very good evaluator of talent, and I believe that he's going to try and find the right pieces this offseason. So, maybe not a postseason run this year, but I do believe that we're going to at least be competing to be an above 500 level team next year in the SEC, which is kind of what you want to see after, this abysmal, level of performance this year.
Yeah. Well, I'm optimistic, man. I believe in Lamont Paris, and I'm gonna believe he's the guy until he's not. You know what I mean? So,
But yeah, that I just wanted to comment on that and dance on the grave of the Tennessee Volunteers, as I like to do. So that's why I'm having a good Friday.
I love that. I love that, Dalton. No, I'm happy as well. Go FAU. Go FAU.
All right, man. Well, you have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.
Yeah, man. I appreciate you, Dalton. Take care. Great stuff from our friend Dalton. So LSU Arkansas is underway right now, guys. Paul Skeens, the Friday night guy for LSU. He sat 100 to 101 in the first inning, up to 102 miles per hour on the fastball. Change up at 92 miles per hour. Wow. That is that's something. That is something. Anyways, let's see. What did Hunter Kelly say? My guy, Eric Reese, great day to have a day. Yes, sir. Appreciate you. Appreciate you tuning in, my guy. Always a pleasure. Yeah, to think Paul Skeens was at Air Force last year, just casually throwing 100 is crazy when you think about it. Absolutely crazy. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. How about this? Paul Skeens' first inning, 9-pitch inning, all 9 were strikes. Jesus. That dude's crazy, man. Let's see. How about Tennessee is making their fans reserve tickets for the spring game? Interesting. Very interesting. Yeah, Austin Greer. Yeah, I think I actually did see that you had you got Missouri winning 2 of 3 this weekend. Okay. Any reason why? Any reason why, Austin? Let's see. Brian Dean says, I don't see DK going back to wide receiver. He'll excel at running back. This move should have been done 2 years ago. DK is an exceptional athlete. DK was a running quarterback in high school. DK is also a larger back than Juju and has speed. You know, it'll be interesting, Brian, to see if that actually does take place. I mean, here's the thing. I'd like to see it because he's not making a contribution at wide receiver. He's just not. You know what I mean? Like he's not an every down guy. I don't care what I don't care what Shane Beamer has to say. I know what we've seen on the field, and I know what I heard them say last year. That, we got to get him on the field. We're a better team when he's on the field. Yet he still doesn't get on the field. You know what I mean? So do they not just want to say he's not good enough to play all the time? Is it like they don't want to say that? Or what is it? So maybe at running back, he could actually get on the field. Maybe so. Maybe at running back, he could get on the field. Austin Greer says he doesn't trust Will Sanders, and it's hard to win 2 straight. I'll tell you this, Austin. I will be surprised if South Carolina loses 2 of 3 at home. I would be surprised. I would be surprised at that. I know Mizzou's been red hot. I'd be surprised if you lost 2 of 3 at home. That's all I'm saying. So, anyways, let's see. How about this? I didn't know this. Clem Sucks will play Georgia 5 out of the next 11 seasons. So that game's going to be much, much, much more often. Justin Langford says DK has to be on the field. Austin Greer says, hope I'm wrong, but I still have PTSD from the last 2 years. Hey, Austin, I get it. Listen, I get it, man. I get it. I'll be surprised if this weekend, if we lose on the home field, I'd be surprised. I'll just say that. Also, Austin, Mizzou is TBA on Sunday. I think, again, you enter another weekend. You enter another weekend where your pitching depth, most definitely, you have the advantage. You have the advantage pitching depth-wise. So I would not be surprised tonight if you don't see Sanders, Hicks, Veach. Those three guys get the baseball. Would not be surprised because if you got a chance, obviously, to lock down a game one, you go to your best. I think James Hicks at this point is going to be your first arm out of the pen. I think he's going to be your first arm out of the pen. So, which, why not? He's been absolutely dominant this season. Guys, that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the break. On the side, I want to continue to hear from you. More of your questions, comments, calls, and more. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Taking the questions, comments, calls. 843-790-3377. That is 843-790-3377 here on this Friday. TGIF. I was just thinking, guys, time flies again when you're having fun. It's crazy. These weeks doing the Daily Crow, it's like you blink, I feel like, and it's Friday. And that's because of the, how much fun I have doing it, how much I love doing it. It's all because of you guys, again, tuning in, making this thing wildly entertaining, providing the banter, providing the commentary. So thank you so much. Really excited. You just saw the final slide, by the way. The TSUS Spring Tour rolls on. I want to say thank you all so much to everybody who came out last night in Columbia. It was great to be back in the capital city. Had an absolute blast. It was a great way to get the tour underway. That being said, next Thursday, we'll be out downtown Greenville. And what's going to be really cool about that, it's effectively going to serve as a watch party, a tour date, a tour stop, a meet and greet, merch, and a watch party as the Gamecocks will take on Mississippi State next Thursday night on SEC Network, right on the big channel, 7 o'clock. So going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'll have all the details. Probably going to post the graphic either tomorrow or Sunday. Either tomorrow or Sunday, I will post the graphic and let you guys know all the details, everything going on. But it'll get going at 6 o'clock. First pitch will be at 7, and looking forward to it, man. Going to be a ton of fun. In the meantime, guys, let's go ahead and get your questions, get back into it. Eric Reese says, in my opinion, DK is good at a lot of positions, but he's not great at one. The dude isn't productive at wide receiver. He doesn't check the boxes at quarterback, but I'm excited to see what he brings to the running back position. Eric, I think that's a great way to phrase it. And it's not being negative or it's not being a hater, if you will. It's just the reality, right? They can say whatever they want about how good Dak is, but if he's so good, why hadn't he played? I mean, he just hasn't played. He's gotten in there on some gadget plays and stuff like that, special teams, but, maybe that's why it's worked so well. Heck, I don't know. This is just my observation from like last season. People say he needs to be on the field more. He needs to be on the field more. Maybe the reason he works so well is because he's not on the field a lot. Maybe the reason he's so effective is because he's such a change of pace and he catches a defense off guard. Maybe if he was out there every single snap, he wouldn't be nearly as effective. Again, that's just my take and analysis on how they've been utilizing him. And so when I had my takes and opinions on Dakereon Joyner, why he wasn't more involved, why he wasn't on the field, that's the point that I was making. I don't know that he's really good enough, at least on this football team, to be on the field every snap at wide receiver. Certainly every snap at quarterback. Or every snap even at running back. But it is the way they are using him, right? In situations, the way they use him situationally that maybe makes him so effective. So I think when you look at Dak Joyner's role on the football team, I think that's probably how they'll continue to utilize him. I don't think he's going to be an every down running back, guys. I'd be shocked. I'd be very surprised if that were the case. Would I love to see it? Would I love to see that work out? I mean, sure. But realistically, I think it'll be another situation where he's used in spot situations. And, we'll see it. We'll see if they utilize him more than that. Maybe they will. But that's kind of how I see him being used at this point. Such a polarizing figure, though. Such a polarizing figure. Brewer Nation says, this TSUS Starcade pay-per-view going to be excellent. Big Dick Dale against Robbie. The winner gets Rebecca and a rooster. John versus Austin versus Skyland. Triple threat. Love that. Cage matches. All the cage matches. Love it. Absolutely love it. Great stuff. Anyways, guys, 843-790-3377. That's 843-790-3377. Kentucky's Pro Day right now is live on SEC Network. For anyone who gives a damn. How about that? For anybody who gives a damn. Will Levis throwing a football around. And Gad said, by the way, the loser fights Ritter of Bruin Nation's proposed. That's hysterical. That is absolutely hysterical. Anyways, guys, big news today. GG Jackson, Stephen Burrell Jr. It's sponsored by Zaxby's. Cage match sponsored by Zaxby's. Anyways, GG Jackson, not surprised at all, declares for the NBA draft. And there's some that'll argue that South Carolina was better when he wasn't on the floor. I don't know that I'd go that far, but there's some that would say that. There's some that would say that. How about it? Guys, Gamecocks, Mizzou get going tonight. When you look at the numbers, Missouri hitting 300 as a team. Numbers that stand out, they got 29 home runs. Carolina's got 56. They've stolen 28 bases. South Carolina the same. A 3.44 ERA, so solid. Hitters hitting just 187 against them. Just 187. 217 strikeouts in the year. Carolina's got 220. They have a 975 fielding percentage. Gamecocks at 974. So should be a great series. 7 o'clock tonight, 4 o'clock Saturday, and then noon on Sunday, Friday and Sunday on SEC Network. Guys, isn't it crazy to think next week is April? Like next week we get into April. I'm telling you, folks, time flies. I mean, the fact that we've played 22 games already is crazy. We've played 22 games. Let's see. Chase Floyd. Yeah, you should make a TSUS listener fight bracket. God. I've thought about making a TSUS or a TDC caller March Madness type of deal. Wouldn't that be funny? We'll have the Zaxby's region. We'll have the East Tennessee region. We'll have the who else? What else? What other regions? We'll have the I don't know. There's some others. I'm sure I could come up with others. That would be very funny. Bruin Nation, why is Michi testing the waters? He ain't getting drafted. I mean, I get it. Bruin Nation, I get it. If you can test the waters and come back to school, like, why not? Maybe, could I argue, Bruin Nation, it could help you in the sense of, like, getting an idea of, like, where you stand, what you need to improve on. I mean, maybe they get feedback like that. I mean, if you can get that feedback, why not? I get it. Per Front Office Sports, Christian McCaffrey is selling his penthouse in downtown Charlotte for $3.75 million, a potential city record per square foot. How about that? Good God. $3.75 million for penthouse. Wow. That's crazy. That's pretty wild. That's some serious cash, folks. That is some serious cash. That's up the city. That's up my alley. I don't know that Bruin Nation, I'm not quite there. Yeah, I'm moving into McCaffrey's in McCaffrey's penthouse. Yeah, I wondered. Now I'm curious, like what does it look like? Here we go. This is architecturaldigest.com. The condo is near B of A. It would break an area record if it fetches the asking price. I mean, it is beautiful, no doubt. It is beautiful, no doubt. Let's see. You ready, guys? 3.5 baths, 3,813 square feet. 2 roughly 200 square foot terraces. Let's see. Comes with furnishings. God, you'd hope for $4 million. McCaffrey said, to me, this penthouse was more than a home. It allowed me to feel a part of the city I love so much every time I look out the window. You can't find a better layout for a condo anywhere in Charlotte. It's a home with so much character. I'm excited to pass along such an amazing home to the next owner. It's on the 22nd floor. Interesting. Although unconfirmed, listing history implies that McCaffrey maintains a $7.5 million French chateau-inspired North Carolina mansion that also broke a record. Dude, McCaffrey out here balling, dog. McCaffrey's out here balling. I give it to him. McCaffrey's out here. I mean, why not? You're getting hundreds of millions. Why not? Bro, like money just, when you're making that kind of money, you know, I heard somebody say this one time. Like when you have that kind of money, like everything is free. Money doesn't exist anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I know that sounds crazy to some people, but like money does not exist anymore. Like you get to a certain number where it's like money, it literally means nothing. Like you have all the money. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're in a place to buy a $3.75 million condo and a $7 million house, you know, and Coleman, good point that he's spending it on houses rather than assets. Yeah, for sure. That lose value. Yeah, no doubt. Coleman says that feels super, super expensive for Charlotte, honestly. I mean, a 3,800 square foot condo, that honestly for Charlotte sounds about right. Bro, Charlotte's expensive, man. I'll tell you this, though. I got a lot of love for Charlotte, dude. Charlotte's a great place. It's Charlotte's very bougie. You know, my takeaway when I lived there, it's very bougie. It's very upscale. It's very, very, very expensive. It's very expensive. But it's a great spot, man. I mean, Charlotte's a great place if you're balling. I mean, as long as you're balling out, man, I wouldn't suggest anybody living in the city if you're not making at minimum 6 figures, like at minimum, to really enjoy it, to get the most out of it. Because if you're living in uptown, you're probably eating out a lot. You're doing a lot of stuff. But it's a great spot, man. It's a great spot. I get why so many people want to go there. And, yeah, so. Yeah, it's a cool place. Anyways, guys, I'm not moving back to Charlotte, Blake. No, I'm not. You know, it's interesting for me. I'm kind of, you know, I'm in Greenville right now, and I'll be honest with you guys. Like, I like Greenville a lot, but I don't know that it's going to be, you know, my long-term stay or destination. I don't even know if I'll stay here past when my lease ends. I will be getting into a new spot. We will have a new studio into July. There will be a new studio. I don't know exactly what the studio will look like, but there will be a new studio. Where will it be is the question. But I'm kind of like in the middle of like, I still love I mean, you guys know I'm high energy. I still love the hustle and bustle of the city. Like I love that. But I also love, like, I'd love living out in the mountains, like in the middle of nowhere, just like peace. You know what I mean? Just having ultimate peace. So I like a mix though. I like a mix. Like I don't think I'd want to live in like a condo in the middle of the city, like Charlotte. Like as cool, it'd be cool for a moment. But for example, like, you know, now we have dogs. And I'm like, I'm not going down 22 floors to let a dog go. I don't give a damn how nice the penthouse is. I'm not going down 22 floors to let a dog out. Like, I'm not doing it. I'm just not doing it. That's crazy. So. Let's see. Eric Reese, let's get out of your questions. At this point through the baseball season, are we convinced the bats are here to stay? Are we convinced the bats are here to stay? You know, Eric, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced I'm convinced that the bats are much better than they were last year, right? They're going to be much more consistent than they were last year. But that doesn't mean we're going to score 10 runs a game in SEC play. So I think the bats, I mean, we still have to pitch well. We still have to play great defense. So in a game like tonight, man, welcome to Friday night in the SEC. You might have to win 4-3. You might have to win 3-2, right? I mean, welcome to Friday night. The best guys are going, right? That goes without saying. The best guys are going. So we need Will Sanders to pitch the baseball well. Hey, now it's win anyway. He has an off night. Let's go win 6-5. Let's go win 7-6. Let's find a way. Just win anyway. But I think the bats are going to be more consistent over the long haul, right? But like, for example, we're facing LSU in a couple weeks. I mean, if we lose that game 2-0 and Paul Skeens shoves it up our ass, can we just not hit anymore? I mean, you're going to face some guys. You're going to run into some buzzsaws, guys. You just are. And I'm not saying that we're going to lose that game or he's going to do that, but it's just going to happen. Like, there are really good pitchers in the SEC. There's going to be some nights where you just don't swing it. It's just going to happen. The idea, though, or the goal is to minimize those type of performances, right? I mean, the problem with Carolina last year wasn't that, when we swung it well, we swung it well. But too often did we not swing it well. And the numbers reflected that, hitting 220 in SEC play. So, being more consistent, and I think we will. I really do. I think especially at home, Eric, I think we're going to swing it well at home. I do. It's a ballpark built for us. I'd be really surprised if we did not swing it well at home. And that's one of the big reasons why I've got Carolina taking 2 of 3 this weekend. So I think the bats, to answer your question again, we got a long way to go. We'll find out. But I'm confident in saying right now, the bats are obviously much more improved from last year. I think they'll be here to stay in the sense of, like, it's not going to be a weekend in, weekend out thing where we're pointing to the bats as like, this is why we're losing series. This is why we're losing games. I don't think that's always necessarily going to be the case. So only time will tell, certainly. But, I mean, we're much improved, dude. We're much improved swinging the sticks. We're much improved. Coleman Hall, do you think the Cox will make it to the College World Series or at least a Super Regional? I mean, right now, Coleman, I'd be confident in saying this team will make a Super Regional. I'd be confident in saying that. And here's the thing, Coleman. That's why I said in the preseason, if you swing it at all, because you think about it. I mean, if Carolina makes it to a Super Regional, it all depends on the matchups, who you're playing, right? You never know at that point, all that stuff. But, like, if you make it to a Super, with your pitching, you ought to make it to Omaha. You're telling me with Sanders, Hall, Mahoney, Hicks back there, Jerzenbeck back there ready to go, Becker, Austin, Eli Jones, you're telling me you can't win 2 out of 3? Like that goes almost every weekend too. Like, with the pitching you have, it's going to happen. We're going to lose a series. Like, it's going to happen. But your pitching alone makes me feel like you should expect to win 2 or 3 every weekend. I don't even give a damn who you're playing. South Carolina should expect to win the series every time out. Like, when you've got that pitching, you got the upper hand. Rays says, Chris, that who would you fight answer was about Billy Napier. He's handled Stoops already. I think it was about Stoops, my guy. I do. I think it was about Stoops. I think it was about Stoops, personally. Let's see. Well, Stoops didn't say something else, but, I doubt that, Beamer feels like a petty guy. Beamer, to me, feels like the way Michael Jordan was. When Jordan would, like, literally make up things to motivate himself, right? There's that story of Jordan. Somebody said something. It was like, oh, no, it never happened. I just made it up in my head to motivate myself. That, to me, is kind of what Shane Beamer does as well. That to me, it feels like Shane Beamer has that same type of thing. And I'm not saying that as a negative. Like he's a master motivator. He's a master motivator where he can get himself fired up. But when Shane Beamer gets petty, watch out. I mean, Shane Beamer gets petty. Like we know he does, right? And he makes his feelings very well known, you know? So I think it's Stoops, but maybe it was Billy Napier. I don't know. Coleman Hall says, apologies if you answer this. Do you think the Gamecocks will win 8 or more games in football as of right now? You're putting me on the spot, Coleman. Well, my way too early expectations, or excuse me, my way too early predictions were 9-3. So as of right now, I'd say yes. Now, my predictions are subject to change as we go into the summer, and I lock in officially my predictions in July. You know, we'll see what happens after spring ball. We'll see who you add from the portal, stuff like that. But I feel confident in saying this is at minimum an 8-win team right now. I do. Unless injuries hit you or some other things happen. Like, I think this is an 8-win team. I do. I really do. I do. Coleman Hall, do you think the run the ball mantra will force Beamer logins to call wasted run plays? I mean, Coleman, I think they want to run the ball. I mean, I do. I mean, Beamer said it over and over, and I don't think it's just you know, I don't think he's just saying it to say it. I think that they want to run the ball. I just do. I just do. Bottom line. I just do. I think they're going to want to run the ball. So I don't think they're going to completely ditch running the ball. I mean, hopefully, to your point, they're not just wasting plays running the ball. I don't think they will. But, yeah. 22 years ago today is when Randy Johnson hit the bird. How about that? Remember that? Randy Johnson nailing that bird. Crazy, man. Crazy. Let's see. Will says, I don't think our secondary is going to be bad. We had some young guys do great things in the bowl game. Our D-line is my concern. You know, Will, I mean, that's fair. I'm just really intrigued to see how the secondary looks losing guys like Rush, Smith. You know, I mean, it's just a lot to replace. But the D-line's down. The edge is most certainly a concern. Flat out. Yeah, it's a concern. Eric Reese, player you loved watching most in the past 5 years. By the way, guys, that reminds me. Get this. 7 years ago today, I saw this. 7 years ago today, Jake Bentley committed to South Carolina. Isn't that some craziness? Isn't that wild? 7 years ago today, Jake Bentley picked the Gamecocks. Isn't that something? Crazy, dude. Time flies, eh? Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see. Brewer Nation, the kid's supposed to be a senior in high school. To answer your question, though, Eric, player I loved watching the most past 5 years. I say Debo was a lot of fun to watch. I mean, he really was. I don't know. I'll go with Debo. Anyways, guys, let's jump into one final break. On the other side, I want to continue to hear from you more, your questions, comments, calls, and more. You're tuned in to the Daily Crow. All right, guys, we're back. Final 10 minutes or so in the Daily Crow, taking the questions, comments, calls. Again, appreciate you all tuning in. Thank you all so much. We had a fantastic week here on TDC. Again, guys, like I mentioned, 7 years ago to the date, Jake Bentley committed to South Carolina. And for those of you who did not know, I am blocked by both Jake Bentley and Bobby Bentley. So there's your fun fact of the day. Have been blocked for quite some time, believe it or not. Here we go. Let's jump to the phone lines.
Call from
Savage Miller.
What's up, Savage?
What's up, man? How are you?
I'm doing well. Appreciate you asking. What's up?
So I heard about fight game because I know that people are just going crazy about it, and I know South Carolina lost against Charlotte 49ers, and to be honest, it's clear because they're gonna move on, and lucky us, they had to focus and be against strong forward team, and lucky guys, today is Becker Stone Day, and we're going to beat Missouri at 7 p.m. And I'm just here for it, to see it.
So what makes you think it's Becker Stone Day? Do you think Stone's going to play tonight?
Yeah, Stone's going to play great tonight. I was going to be rooting for him, and also Becker too. He's going to do a great thing to be the biggest best pitch of all time. And to be clear, I got root for the both of them. And to be honest, I got to pick Becker and Stone for the biggest moment of all time. And again, I know it's a game very confusing, but I'm just saying, I'm just asking like a different question. But I know Stone has hit the first base from last season. This year, I know he's going to hit the first this season, and I'm just here for it. And I got to give this out to all those players out there. Just saying.
Mm-hmm. I got you, man. Yeah, I'm sure they'll make big contributions this weekend.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I agree with you, Chris.
Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to it. You think the Cox will get it done against Mizzou?
Mizzou, well, I know Mizzou just sucks, and I know Mizzou Tigers sucks as hell, but I know our team just beat Missouri against us. So our last year's football season, it was easy, and I hope we can beat them tonight. And just in case that goes smooth and well, because I know Mark Kingston not gonna be petty about it, but I'm gonna root for them. I know Becker and Stone will be the greatest players of all time to beat Missouri tonight at 7. So I'm going to watch it on Second Network on the regular channel on basis because they're not playing. They don't play at all because they're not playing about Missouri because they got great skills and they're stronger than ever. And I'm just thinking about what happens next. So this season will go by faster and faster. And it's gonna be all good, and not to be on some not to be on some sneaky shit, but not because I'm just saying I'm just asking like for like to be honest on some real shit. I know Stone will be a
call
all right.
from.
We got to jump to this
Check
call.
right.
We got to jump to this call. BDD, what's up, man? You here to defend your honor? BDD. Oh, he was scared. Okay, he was scared. Okay, all right. Well, I don't know what just happened there. I don't know what just happened, BDD. I don't know what you scared, BDD. You didn't say anything when I said hello. I don't know. Call back in. Maybe the phone got messed up. I don't know. Either way, I don't know. I don't know what just happened there. Either way, apologies to Savage, but we had to take that call. We had to take that call from Dale. I don't know what Dale's doing. I don't know what. Let's see. All right, let's try to get Dale on this time.
I know this middle-aged man with a mullet said I was scared.
To accept, press.
Dale, are you there?
Yeah, man.
There he is. Okay.
What are you saying I'm scared for?
I thought you were just going quiet on me. I didn't know what happened. I thought Robbie got a hold of your phone.
Man,
or
you've
a
been playing
hold of your neck,
been,
one way or the other.
Good Lord, you've been playing phone tag with me all day. Good Lord. And man, I didn't know you were even bilingual. What was that fella before me talking? Portuguese?
I don't know.
You understood him really good.
I do my best, man. I do my best.
That's impressive, man. That is impressive. But anyway, man, I don't know what kind of show you promoting and talking about you going to side with Robbie Davis and all. But good Lord, you know, there's supposed to be a SpaceX launch this weekend. People are going to be looking up in the sky thinking, is Elon Musk? That's about to be Robbie Davis's forehead flying through the atmosphere. That's all I'm saying. And you all here talking about making a bracket like I'm a 16 seed. You know I'm number one. You need to put Robbie Davis in the play-in game against Lady Bree. That's what you need to do. That's where he's at. Lady Bree and Robbie Davis play-in game for the 16th seed against DDD.
Oh, no.
That's where you need to put them.
Oh, where's Lady Bree?
Because if you're going to make a bracket, your one seeds are going to be me, and then my queen of this podcast and my life, Rebecca's going to be on a number one seed. And then you're going to have, I mean, good Lord, everybody else drops off to like a 3, but I guess if we had to put a 1, we'd put, damn, I mean, you really ain't got that many good callers. That's what's sad, man. I mean, as a 3 seed, you're going to let's put Dalton in there, I guess, as a 3 seed, I guess. I mean, him on here taking a shot. Man, ain't nobody watching Tennessee basketball. There's more people up here in East Tennessee watching the East Tennessee squirrel shoot. You know, we ain't worried about basketball this time. I mean, come on. There ain't no shot at me. But, yeah, man, you're going to make a bracket, but it's going to be real quick to see who the winner is. The number one overall seed is. I mean, I don't know what you've been doing, getting me on here like 3 times in 10 days. I mean, that's impressive. I don't even know what to say, man. I mean,
I don't know what to say.
It's funny how
either,
people like to run them out.
I don't know what to say either, honestly. But Robbie said he'd drag your ass, so I don't know what to tell you.
Man, Robbie better pray for forgiveness tomorrow at church or Sunday, whatever the day is. It runs together when it's the weekend, you know. I'm out there just trying to double fist a Diet Coke, you know, shotgunning with Keith, and you going to talk about, get him going about me again. He's saying I'm talking about him. I ain't talking about him.
Robbie versus Lady Bree in the play-in game. I love that. I don't know what has happened or where Lady Bree has gone, but yeah, wild.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's the type of calls that, you know, should be at the play-in game. Robbie Davis and Lady Bree. I mean, ain't no competition. Call that the Zaxby Playoff Challenge or something down there. That's what you can name that little series. They playing in a high school stadium while we up here playing in Coliseums.
Y'all are wild, man. I love it. Hey, we're all we're all I don't know. What a time. I'm at a loss for words, Dale.
What's wrong, man? Squirrel got you tongue? I mean, come on.
I'm at a loss for words, Dale. Y'all keep the yucks coming.
Well, let me ask you this before you get off here, because I know it's about quitting time, and I'm almost out of minutes anyway. Have you ever seen Robbie Davis in person?
I have. Yeah, he'll be at the Somerville Tour event, by the way.
What's he look like? Real honest, like it's just me and you on the phone. What's he looking like?
He's a handsome young fellow. He is. Robbie's a good dude. Handsome young fellow.
Soaking wet, what? $1.25? What?
I don't know Robbie's measurables. I don't know his measurables.
How tall is he?
Robbie's a stocky, strong kid. Yeah, he'd hold his own.
Does he have fur on his chest? Let me ask that.
Does he have what?
Fur on his chest, you know.
Oh, yeah. He's a man. He's a grown man. Yeah.
All right. And still his forehead be flying in space this weekend. You just wait. Y'all be watching for the news thinking it's Elon Musk shooting rockets again. No, it's just Robbie Davis lifting off, blasting off again. All right, buddy. Well, you enjoy your weekend. Don't think about me. Good God, I ain't thinking about this show. You done pissed me off taking Robert Davis' side. Middle-aged man with a bullet talking. You better be glad I love you.
That's it. Yeah, hope you and Rebecca have a great weekend.
Oh, we are, man. We're going fishing.
I love that.
All right, buddy. DD out.
BDD out. What a way to end it. What a way to end it. By the way, guys, it's all in good fun. Nobody's fighting anybody. We love Robbie Davis. I sometimes people aren't in on the joke, so I want to make it clear. We're not promoting any sort of violence here, but wow, the caller's just unreal. Unreal. I don't know. Anyways, guys, hey, we have hit 2:00. What a way to close the show. Appreciate you all tuning in. Thank y'all so much. Stay tuned on the content. Of course, this weekend, huge weekend in Gamecock sports. South Carolina baseball taking on Mizzou, the women's basketball team in the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8. Stay tuned for all of the details as we navigate through the weekend. Guys, I'm out of here. Appreciate you all tuning in. Have a great weekend. Go Cox. Beat UCLA. Beat Mizzou. And we will talk to you all on Monday.